Hi, this is Sharon at fitinfun.com, and I'm giving you some information about how I'm laying out my book. And I hope that if you have problems with obesity or poor health, you might want to look at this series that I'm doing. Up at the top and in the previous video, I talked about what my life was defined as, and it was basically a chronological list of what happened to me from my perspective of what I saw through my own eyes and my own experience. Whether that thing was really first or not, it's how I thought of it. I guess one example would be that when I was 8 or 9 or 10, whenever I got my first camera, I thought I was a photographer. Most people just thought I was a kid with a camera. So, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, my own perceptions of myself. Well, and the next thing I did after I wrote that list is I recopied it and went through and added all my illnesses to see where they came in. So the first thing is, well, that's interesting. The next thing you do when you think about your life is think about all the times you were ill. So what you see, wherever you see something bolded here, is at a time that I became something else. And I was just kind of trying to work through it to say, like, when did I turn? And those also bolded times are times that I know I was sick and I need to put whatever details beyond that, match them up if that's what I want to do. So to me, when I looked at this list, I just wrote it about 3 months ago, and at this point I don't even remember writing it. So that kind of gives you an idea of the stress level I was at when I did write it. It was happening right at the same time that I wrote my first book. So yeah, stress. But I'm happy that I did it, and I'm definitely going to be working with this. And I think I have something else. Yeah, I went through and thought I would do it like type of event. These things that are bolded. When I was a student, what are the student-related things? When I was working, just the work-related stories. And then family, that type of thing. And kind of divide things up like that. And I haven't worked it very far, obviously. I just had the idea. But one of the interesting things I'll mention, since I did tell you that I've been working on this life story stuff for more than 10 years now. I have an article somewhere in there that I recently read that talks about the fact that out of all these stories, there's 130 of them now in the place that I'm writing them. There's so few that relate to work. Almost none relate to the actual work. And if they do, it's because it was something fun and exciting that happened at work, or that changed my life, or there's some discussion of people I worked with who made a big impression on me. And I have a number of those stories, but they're all usually over in my accounting section, because those are mentors and people that really meant a lot to me and turned me into the person I am today. Because when you grow up as a runaway, you don't learn the stuff you should have learned. And when I was 20, I did not know anything, and that'll come through in the book, I guarantee. But the interesting thing was, when I went over my biography, and this was several years ago, I had probably half of what I have now. And I realized, my God, like, there's nothing about work in here. Nothing. And I, searched for it, and there was nothing. And it's like, oh my God, you worked overtime for how many years, and there's nothing here. Like, apparently that didn't mean anything. And that was a big wake-up call for me to say, wow, I thought I was a big career woman, and I thought I felt my work was very important. And I do believe I helped the companies I worked for, and I know I did. But wow, nothing came out in my writing. That's an interesting thing, and I hope that you might give that some thought if you're somebody that's working, and maybe take a look at your kids and your family and your life and see if you could put a little more time into that. Most especially your health. If you're obese, please try to come over here with me. Nothing of this could happen if I still weighed 275 pounds. I guarantee it. please go to fitinfun.com and see what am I writing about.